Most of the time when I talk about a new Mario RPG on this channel, I try to talk about one thing that really stood with me in the game. It could be good or it could be bad. I mean, in Paper Jam and Dream Team, I talk about stuff that I really disliked. But in Origami King Super Paper Mario, I talked about stuff that I really enjoyed. So do I really enjoy these things in Bowser's Inside Story? Well, this isn't a do I like video, so I don't know why I'm formatting it like this. But you'll find out in this video, and I'm only going to be ranking the 5 main Bowser Inside segments from Bowser's Inside Story. That's gonna be a weird title, but I'll figure it out when I name this video. But this is not gonna be counting minigame places, stuff like the Arm Center or the Leg Outpost, and this won't be counting areas where you're just giving Bowser a new ability, or you're just fighting a boss, so no Nerve Cluster or no Funny Bone. So because of this, there's only 5 areas, which include stuff like the Pump Works and the Energy Hold. Obviously, you'll see the rest of them on the list, but let's get started on the video. But before we start, I do want to say that I am still trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before summer break hits. So if you're not subscribed yet, or you know a Mario RPG fan that is not subscribed, I really appreciate if you tell that person or subscribe yourself. But other than that, let's actually get started with this video. The Energy Hold is one place that I hate going through. It's the one place in this game that I actually despise. It's so irritating, and there's literally no positives. All I'm going to talk about is the negatives here. First off, the Blu-ray machine. I think that it could have worked. If it was just the blue block, I think it could have worked well, because I think those are the things that worked well with it. But then there's the invisible blocks, which don't work at all. They're just random invisible blocks that you have to sometimes turn on and turn off. It's very irritating because they're out of nowhere sometimes, and it just doesn't work as a puzzle element. Also, the Blu-ray machine and those maze things are very irritating as well. I really wish that it was just a normal maze that you could go through. But no, it's not. You just have to go through a maze either completely blind or you have no idea what the path actually is. But then there's the second problem with the star. The star puzzle at the second half of the Energy Hold. It just doesn't work. It tries to advertise as this place is going to be open. You have 5 different places that you have to go to. But no, there's basically 2 paths that you can go to, and that's it. That's very irritating, and it's so just disappointing. They could have made it very interesting, and at least could have made it very open. But no, it just has to be very linear, and it's very irritating because of it. And there's also the minor problems, like the attack pieces just being very annoying to find. The enemies are very annoying to fight. I just don't like this place. I also think the story element in this place is just really boring. All you're doing is chasing the first sage, and that's it. There's no positives here. I really don't like the Energy Hold. I think that the Blu-ray machine could have made it at least better if it was a better concept, but either way, I still do not like this place at all. The trash pit is pretty annoying. I really don't like this place. It's basically just a worse version of Holly Jolly Village, because at the very least, Holly Jolly Village had the interesting village part being destroyed and the good music. Trash pit is literally just garbage tutorials. Ha, get it? Because, you know, trash. Here's the thing about the tutorials here. At the very least, unlike Holly Jolly Village, all of these tutorials are useful, and you are using every single one of these abilities that you get here throughout the entire game. So in that regard, it works. There's just so many of them thrown at your face, and it's so annoying too. You get one for battling with Mario, you get it for the star menu, you get it for battling with Luigi, you get it for bros items, you get it for getting attack pieces, you get it for Hammer in the overworld, you get it for Hammer in battle. There's so many tutorials here, and it's so irritating. Now, the area itself is fine. The only problem I have with the area itself is that the attack pieces are literally all in just one room, which is kind of stupid. But other than that, this place area-wise is fine. It's not really annoying to get through. It doesn't have bad platforming. It's not really bad in that regard, but it's just annoying with all the tutorials. It's not as bad as the Energy Hold, where I actually think it's a dread to get through. This one is just very irritating, but I can at least get through it. The Flab Zone is kind of just there. I don't really dislike this place at all, in fact. It's just kind of there. I do think that the maze concept is okay, even though it's very easily cheated. All you really have to do is just look at the mini-map and where each pipe actually goes. If it doesn't go anywhere, then you probably bet that you shouldn't go down that pipe. And that's all you really have to do, and it just... it just gets very cheated, and it's very disappointing. I kind of had the same exact feeling with this area as to do with the King Babam fight in Paper Jam, because, I mean, it has a good concept with the maze, kind of like King Babam with the exploding, with the timer, but it's so easily cheated that there's really no interesting factor about it. I mean, that's really all there is. I guess you learn the spin jump here, which obviously a spin jump is a good ability, but that's it. There's really nothing else to this area. It's fine. It is a bit forgettable, though. The Pump Works is actually a pretty good place. I actually enjoy it. I like the water mechanics. I like the enemies getting transformed by water. And I like the tapeworms that get really red when the bombs go in. Is that what happens? I mean, I don't really know how it works. I'm just going to assume that's how that works. So, every single time that happens, it's really enjoyable. I like the puzzles here. I mean, there's nothing really else here. It's just a very basic place. But that does not mean it's a bad place. I do enjoy this place. The attack pieces are also pretty easy to find. There's no massive negatives. And there's not really massive positives, which is why it's only at number 2, where even though the number 1 does have a massive negative, I have a really good positive to say about number 1. And speaking of the number 1, the airway is easily my favorite Bowser segment from Bowser's Inside Story. I don't know why I didn't put this at number 1 originally. At the number 1 first, I had Pump Works, but then I started listening to the music of the airway, and I just instantly had to put it at number 1. The Deep Castle is in my top 5 favorite Mario RPG songs of all time. I love how the Deep Castle sounds. We also have the ice mechanic here, which works really well. It makes the floor more slippery, and it's really weird and unique how you actually get the ice. Also, the Dark Star is here, trying to take the DNA from Bowser, which is really scary because you can't really do anything about it. Every single time, the Dark Star just doesn't get stopped, and it's really enjoyable because of it. Also, the Dark Star fight is also really enjoyable, but I won't be counting that for this list. I also like the enemies here. They're really difficult to dodge, but you can counterattack them, so it's very balanced. I really enjoy the airway, and of course, it's number 1 because of the music. But of course, there is still one flaw here, and that's the one Globin that you have to turn into ice, and you have to move with the stylus. It's very annoying to move, because you're using the stylus and not the D-pad, or if you're playing on a 3DS, the circle pad. You should have just used those things. It would have been more enjoyable to move. And it just doesn't work in my opinion. It's very annoying because I just don't like using the stylus at all. Oh yeah, I don't even have a stylus, so I have to use my fingers, so it doesn't work as well. But other than that, the airway is a really enjoyable location. Thank you guys for watching this video. My next video will probably also be in Bowser's Inside Story. But thank you guys for watching this video, of course. And we have been growing a lot. I am actually thinking that we might hit 1,000 subscribers before summer break hits. So, of course, you want to help me with this battle, right? So subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. See, I'm being desperate, okay? You have to subscribe now because I'm being desperate. See you guys in the next video.